Today the plan is go out for a walk, see what I can find to photograph it and show you. That's about as much as a plan as I've got. I'm by the coast, so the coast might feature in it, but it might not, I don't know. And it's a little bit breezy, so that might have some effect as well. Anyway, we shall see. I hope you'll enjoy the video. If you do, and you're new here, don't forget to hit subscribe before you go. Hi everyone, thanks for joining me. So, been walking along for a little while now. Sun keeps going in and out behind clouds and it is windy, so I'm hoping that you can hear me okay. First stop off is this abandoned derelict building. Not really sure what it was. It's very small. It's got some trees growing by it. I've looked at this one before and wondered whether there's an image there. So I'm going to have a little wander around this area for a few minutes and just see if I can find a shot that's worth taking, and if not, I'll move on. Okay, so I have set up a shot here for this building. I need to shoot it when the sun's kind of behind the clouds like it is now. Otherwise my own shadow and the shadow of the camera is going to be in the scene. And all I've got is the little trail that I'm standing next to comes in from the bottom, curves around to the ruins. There's a tree behind the ruins. And then in the background there's quite a nicely shaped hill. And then they've got a blue sky and some nice white cloud. Now what I should say is I'm actually shooting today just with the Canon M50. The reason for that is on my last trip out I went up to the mountains and I had a very successful time up there, but I'll stick a link to that video up there now if you haven't seen it. But what actually happened on that one, although it's not obvious in the video, is I walked about 9 kilometers over some pretty rough ground carrying heavy rucksack. Now I've got an old neck injury. In fact, I've got a back and a knee injury, but it's the neck injury has reacted badly to carrying all that weight for all that time, and I've actually been in quite a bit of pain for the last 4 or 5 days. So I've decided today just to come out lightweight with the Canon M50. And it's a perfectly good camera, so I'm not worried about that. So Canon M50, 11-22 lens at, I don't know, 13mm, something like that. Focused on the house, but at f11 I'm getting back to front sharpness, no problem. got a scene in front of me that I think might look quite interesting. Either now, because the sun's going to go behind some clouds in a minute, or closer to sunset when the sun's very low down, if the clouds hang around. What I've got is I'm standing on a trail, and the trail curves around, and there's a big lump of land out on the left. Then we've got sea, and then just over on the other side there is Torre El Charco at Cala Charco, which is where I was a few weeks ago. I'll put a link to that video up there if you haven't seen it. And then beyond that I can see Righteous Yoma, and then more coastline beyond that. Now with the sun high in the sky like it is at the minute, there's no way to take a shot here. It's just too harsh, too bright. But if the sun goes behind a cloud, which it looks like it might do in a minute, that could work. And as I said, closer to sunset, that might also work. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to get set up here now, try and get a composition dialed in, and see if it works as an image. If it does, I'll take it when the sun goes behind the cloud. Then I can always come back here later if I want to try it at sunset. Okay, typically the wind's got up now, and I think it's trying to rain. I've got my shot set up here, and I've got the 15 to 45 lens on at, I don't know, about 24 millimeters, which is, I don't know, about 40 millimeters full frame equivalent. Okay, I was toying with the idea of trying a shot from up here, looking out along here with Cala Charco and its tower, and then beyond that Righteous Yoma. But you can probably tell it's blowing a gale up here, and I just don't think it's practical. It's going to get knocked flying. There's no way to get the shot, I don't think. So probably going to head for lower ground. Shame, because it's a nice view. I did try this one once before and it was really windy then, and we didn't get any decent light. I think we might have got decent light today, but with the wind I just don't think it's going to work. I've come down off the top of that hill. The wind was crazy up there. I mean, I was struggling to stand up, never mind actually get the camera set up to get a shot. I'm just wondering if there's a shot to be had kind of from around here. It's a bit more sheltered from the wind. There's a tree in the foreground, we've got waves, got the tower. The sun's just coming out from behind a cloud at the moment, so it's too bright to even consider shooting it, but you know, it might work a bit later. Okay, I'm really not sure what I'm going to do yet. All of the compositions that I'm finding are either inaccessible or in places where the wind is just crazy. We're losing a lot of the interesting cloud out in the direction of sunset, and I can't find any compositions looking that way where the most interesting cloud is. I don't know whether to just go back and try that scene that I shot earlier and see if it looks better as a sunset image or not. It's a job to know. If it wasn't for the strong wind, it'd be okay. Here it's not too bad because I'm sheltered, but because I'm sheltered I've got no decent views, no compositions to work with. Okay, sometimes you just got to go for a shot. So I've got my 55 to 200 on. I don't know, probably about 60-65 millimeters. And what I've got is the sort of little peninsula thing that sticks out, which is Calicharco with the tower on top, surrounded by sea. And then in the background we've got the kind of humped hill with another tower on top, that's Righteous Yoma. And then in the background we've got the coastline sort of around to Alicante, and there's quite a nice sort of band of coloured clouds across there. It's very, very bright scene. The sun is just dipping down, but the sun is out of the frame because there's no way to include the sun in this, and it's just dipping down now. That's going to help to balance things a little bit. I've taken a shot already at I think something like 1/125th of a second. So not used to the here. 1/125th of a second, which is a little bit dark, but it's keeping all the highlights information. And it should be possible to recover the shadows. I've got to be careful because, of course, I'm used to shooting with the Nikon, which has got a fantastic dynamic range. This is not going to be as good. So what I'm going to do is wait till the sun drops down a little bit and then maybe take another couple of shots with a little bit less direct light on the scene. It might be possible to balance the exposure more. So one of the things I'm trying to get right in this composition, and I think I've got it about right, it's difficult to tell, is I'm trying to get the top of the tower kind of level with the horizon, so it's not crossing over those buildings in the background too much. Okay guys, I think that's it. I'm going to pack up and head for home now. The sun's gone down, it's getting chilly. I've got to find my way off of this hill, and I hope I've got a couple of images, and I hope you've enjoyed coming along for the trip. If you have, please give it a like, share it on social media. Don't forget about leaving me a comment, and if you have enjoyed it and you're new here, don't forget to hit subscribe before you go. As always, I really appreciate you taking the time to watch, so thank you very much. And for a very windy hilltop here in Spain, bye.